Okay, so this is going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to this. This is probably one of the biggest things I've tried to do with my videos. This is the first one that I'm going to use from VR for the one of the manoeuvres. Now this manoeuvre is going to be the 3-point turn, or the turn the road exercise. What I'd like to imagine is we're trying to turn the car around to face the other direction, but we're trying to avoid touching our curbs when turning. As far as it goes, this is a manoeuvre that you might do that might be on a quiet side road, not on a busy road, or in a one-way system. You probably understand that doing this on a one-way system, it's going to be going the wrong way. So definitely on a one-way system, of course. So what we're trying to do then is use this manoeuvre to turn the car around to face the other direction. But when we're doing this, I suppose I'm going to be doing this from this side. Now I will have to operate the steering wheel, and I will be operating the foot controls from this side. What you should be able to see though, because when I press the clutch pedal and the foot brake this side, you would be able to see down there, hopefully, that at your feet you might see the pedals down there. You might see those move. Whether this helps you or not would be a good thing, but the main purpose of this exercise is to concentrate on slow control and effective observations. So we'll go through a full briefing first and then give it a practice. So for the briefing, what we'll do is 3 Gs: get ready, get looking, get going, or prepare, observe, manoeuvre. Now we need to be able to have the ability to control the car at or near to the biting point. But in order to start with the manoeuvre, we'll be going for our prepare, observe, manoeuvre, or 3 Gs: get ready, get looking, get going. Completing our observation with that 360 check. Now if you feel as though when you've done your 360 check the way is clear, including the pavements, we will then release the handbrake on our biting point and move forward with full right lock across that side of the road. As we get near to the curb, we're then going to have to consider straining up our steering as we get near to the curb, and then clutch down and brake to a stop. Now once you've come to your stop, you'll then need to get yourself ready to go backwards. So we'll bring our gear stick into the reverse gear position, and we may have considered the use of handbrake on the slope or gradient. Going for our 360 check all round again. When you feel the way is clear, we then need to look over our left shoulder through the rear window, going backwards, steering our full left lock to the left side of the road on the opposite side. So when we go to the opposite side, we'd steer our full left lock. As we're near the curb, we should be looking over our right shoulder behind our seat belt. See the curb come up behind to make sure we're reasonably close to the curb, and then we'll straighten our wheel and come to a stop, so we clutch down onto brake. Then we want to move forward again. We must prepare our car, so we clutch down in gear 1, go for our 360 check, and then once we're able to move on, we'll then moving on into our new road, of course, and straightening up our wheels. What I must remember is a slope in the road, what we call a camber. So a camber is basically when it rains, water can run off to the drains. But what this means then is that when we go across the road, we're going to be going slightly uphill. As we go reach the curb, we're then going to meet the curb going downhill, and then we're going to need to be on the biting point going backwards as you go backwards. But then as you go backwards, then we'll need to straighten our wheel up as we're near the curb. Now for the purpose of this exercise, I just realised I'll fasten your seat belt. Interesting. What the old one. So what we're going to do then is we're going to then hopefully drive on. So in order to drive on, I'm going to press the clutch down into the first gear position. Now before I move on, we're going to need to go for that 360 check. You can maybe follow through these with me. So I'm going to go from our left blind spot, left door mirror, glancing forward centre mirror, right blind spot. Hopefully you've seen your 360 view. If the way is clear, then we can find our biting point and then release the handbrake. Okay, so what we're going to need to do for the first exercise, I'm going to have to show that wheel, but where we need to be doing this is this push-pull steer motion. There we can see my hands moving around the wheel in that fashion. And now I'm going to hold the wheel like this and go across that road, still checking the road's clear. As we go across the road, as we start to reach the curb, it's going to start rolling downhill, what we call the camber. So I'm at or near the biting point, covering the brake, so my clutch can go down as it starts to near the curb. And what you'll probably notice is the curb will sit somewhere below the right door mirror over there. And then as we start to get near the curb, we're going to slowly press down the clutch out onto our foot brake. As the car rolls forward, we can then revert to straightening our steering wheel. So now the wheel's straight, we can get near to the curb and pavement. I should need to just get a little roll there with the clutch and the brake. So once I've clutched all the way down, I've pressed the brake pedal in there, I can go handbrake up into the neutral gear position. lift the lever up underneath to go to reverse. Now before we move, we need to go for a check all around. So I'm going from right shoulder to left shoulder this time, because I'm going to be intending to steer to the left. Now when we want to move backwards, you're going to have to look over your left shoulder through the back window. So what I'm going to do is be at or near to the biting point, releasing the handbrake, moving the wheel round to the full left lock position like this in the push-pull steer motion. Holding the vice point but looking through the back window, that's the bleep of the reverse sensor. As we get halfway across the road, now we know that we're clear of anyone behind, we're going to look over our seatbelt. And we're looking over there for the curb coming up somewhere behind your seatbelt. It'll be hard to see with the head restraint and the pillar in the way, but we're now near the curb and pavement. So what I'm going to do now is hold it on the bind point if it's on a cam that goes uphill, or clutch down brake to a stop. With the wheel, straightening up the steering. Now the wheels are straight, it takes roughly 3 push-pull movements to straighten our wheel. We now bring ourselves with our handbrake up into neutral to get rid of the bleep. Of course, that's out of reverse. I can rest my clutch, so I just want to rest for a moment there to get my foot more steady. That's what you might want to do on first lesson if you're a bit wobbly. Into first gear, so push it away and up for first. What I'm going to do now, because this is slightly downhill, because the camber runs a bit oddly here, I'm going to hold the brake on and release the handbrake like for a downhill start. Now before I move, checking all around to make sure the way is clear. Normally you might move to the gas here if you're going to continue up the road. I'm going to steer the wheel all the way to the full right lock position, releasing the brake and looking all the way down the road as far ahead to be clear. Make sure we are clear of the curb and pavement, but wherever you point your eyes is where you'll go. So you want to be looking all the way down the road there, eyeing up your wheel straight, looking all the way down the road, bringing the wheel gradually to straight. When you feel your car's moving in a straight line, that's when you know your wheels are straight, but looking down the road in the distance to where you want to go next. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come into a stop now. So as at or near to the bite point, can't see through that manoeuvre, but making sure we do that under full observations. Okay, so I'm skewing the car, and then engine stop.